What's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 15th of November. It's 2018, and this is crazy. It's crazy. It's the 15th of November, and it's 23 degrees in Boston, 24 degrees now. And apparently in upstate New York, the Sapper Prep said it's 24 degrees. Crazy temperatures, crazy things happening from West Coast to East Coast. But I don't know if this is a good thing or not. But it appears that suddenly and finally, mainstream kind of has caught up with what we've been telling you. So, for one thing, it's confirmation that we weren't wrong the entire time. But for two things, when they're finally catching up to what we've been warning about for years, and what we've been warning about is still happening, that's scary. Do you see what I'm saying? So, let me jump in the chat real quick. There's a lot of people here. There's 800 people. I just started this 2 minutes ago. That's totally crazy. Benny Bear, the veil is being torn. Indeed. World Guardian, the heliocentric destroyer. Melanie R, Vanessa Harris, Jimmy Meeks, Michael Bondi, Melvin Campbell. Johnny Boy is in the house, according to what he's telling me here. Kathy Emma, what's up? Wayne R. Yep, another storm's coming. Best crisis actor says good morning. Anthony Clark says it's snowing in Philly. Streamliner 86, what's up? Squirrel Crazy, Mr. Region, Heidi S. Grizzly, brr. Angelina Jackson, Jesse Lopez, Mr. Region. Did I already say that? I don't know. Brian Fairweather, Jason Whitaker, Kip. I don't know, man. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't know if that's a sarcastic question. What's up, Sherry Sunshine? Sherry Sunshine's in the house. Okay, who's got wrenches? Anybody? Got any mods in here? I don't see any whatsoever at all. But that could just be me. Actually, my bad. 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗄, Undertaker, and Teresa C have got the wrench thus far. If I missed you, it wasn't to dish you. At any rate, here we go. Check this out. And I lost it. Of course I did. Stand by. Here's something not too many people are talking about. This right here, the Santa Susanna nuclear site. This stuff has all been in the past. This is the stuff that you don't hear about. You hear about the houses, you hear about the forest burning down or not burning whatsoever. You see bridges magically melting while the trees, bushes, and grass all around it stay perfectly green, fresh, ready to be watered. You don't hear about places like this. You know what I'm saying? Where they've got tons of radioactive material that's probably going to get melted or burned. You know what things like this remind me of? People are always saying, what's the reason? What's the quid quo pro on why they would start these fires? Well, I've showed you. I showed you a week ago that PG&E, the guy, one of the guys running it, is of the Rothschild family. You know what I'm saying? That's old news at this point. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, these people, this is what they've been doing. This is what they want. They want to knock America out. There used to be a saying that there was any other country that would think about invading the United States, they'd say there was behind every blade of grass, there was an American with a rifle. And that kept most places at bay. You see what I'm saying? I'm hearing the stories. I'm seeing the stuff about, Soviet tanks massing on the Mexican border. That's just ridiculous. It just is. I don't know what to tell you. I personally know some guys that are Border Patrol agents, and all of them are unarmed. That's the story right there. We've got Border Patrol agents that are totally, completely unarmed, that are protecting our borders because Trump is draining the swamp. That's sarcasm, if you didn't catch that. But here's a funny thing right here. You see all these migrants, all these people down at the border trying to get over, and all the people giving out refreshments like it's the Boston Marathon without the fireworks. Take note of this. You see this? Right, where is it? Where is it? You see all these people getting in this nice big brand new rescue vehicle? Trump's blaming migrants, blah, blah, blah. Take a look at the side of this truck. You see the Star of David right there behind this guy's head? You see it? Why is an Israeli vehicle down south a nice big vehicle? I mean, this can carry a lot of people at one whack. Why is this truck down there? So we're trying to stop these people, and yet once again, our ally is somehow down there helping them. You see that? You see that right there? Yeah, that's a problem to me, I think. But you know, what do I know? At any rate, let me make sure I'm screen sharing. Am I? I don't even know. Let me start this up again. Come on. Here we go. I am 1,872 people watching, 167 thumbs up. Seriously? Seriously? You think you could, it's either hit the thumbs up or hit the thumbs down. One of the two. But don't be neutral. There's too much of that. You see this picture right here? This is the first atomic bomb test, according to what they're saying. You see the flat ground right there. You see the clouds down here. But do you notice this? This has always stuck with me. You see this? This is the bomb going off. You see it? And what does it look like? It doesn't look like a fire. It doesn't look like a mushroom. It doesn't look like that. This right here looks like an enormous bubble, doesn't it? A bubble, like they're trying to, like here's the veil all around, all this dark stuff. Here's the atomic weapon in here. Boom, they blow it up and it causes this enormous, it's like it's causing a pressure wave against the veil. No? You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah. I think that way back when, I mean, in the 40s, 1940, the 40s is when they uncorked the bottle and the genie came out. One of my subscribers sent me this story. It's from a channel. It's from a website called Undark, and it's showing the chain reaction, how a Soviet atomic bomb test led the U.S. into climate science. So apparently back in 71, the Soviet Union was trying to make a river that was running north. They were trying to use nukes to blow it up and cause the river to reverse its course. Does that make any sense? Right. Of course it doesn't. At any rate, they did deep underground blast 1,000 miles east of Moscow, ripping a massive crater into the earth. And what they were trying to do was get a river to completely change its direction. So instead of heading up to the Antarctic like it would come back in and it would help Russia's people, so forth and so on. The interesting thing about this entire story is most of it's probably bullshit because we're only reading the information that they're giving us. You see what I'm saying? You have to get out your secret decoder ring or your X-ray specs to see what they're really talking about, and that's hard to do. But it turns out that right back then, when these guys were doing this in their own country, blowing things up, a company or a place called DARPA showed up. The agency was created in 1958 as a response to the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik to help the United States get into space. Now, there's so many things wrong with that entire phrase. I'm not going to get into it right now, but you might want to read about this right here because DARPA and chemtrails make a difference. You know what I'm saying? The fact that atomic weapons are what allegedly led these guys into global warming, climate change, and what we're looking at right now. Right now. The East Coast is under attack with rain, never-ending rain. It's been freezing cold here, unbelievably cold since the end of September, which is normally still summertime. Usually in October, we still get 90-degree days. It happens. Indian summer, nothing. 30-degree, 40-degree days and freezing at night. It's 24 degrees right now, and we've got snow coming. Now, I thought that was really unusual about the snow, but it turns out it's happened before, right here. I found it at this Israeli or Jewish website, whatever, 𝗬𝗏. Surprise snowstorm paralyzes the Northeast. This goes back to 2011. So it has happened, November 2nd, 2011. It has happened before, so there's that. But people all over the United States are emailing me. Every one of these articles, everything you're going to see me talk about in this live stream is a link from a subscriber. I can't go through all the names because it's ridiculous, and I don't want to accidentally put people's names out there that don't want to be out there. You see what I'm saying? At any rate, Soviet Union, atomic bombs, climate science, climate change, tearing the veil, screwing with the weather, and DARPA goes back a long way. 1971, that was right after Vietnam, where Operation Popeye flooded out the Ho Chi Minh Trail and they used Agent Orange. They've been doing this for a long time. Spraying things out of planes to affect the foliage, to affect the weather, and to affect humanity has been going on for a long time. But it seems like people are starting to finally catch up to what we've been saying. And I don't know if that's a good thing or if it's a bad thing, but all I know is it's definitely a thing. One of my subscribers in Australia sent me this morning or last night, one of the two. 2006 to 2012. 2008 is the picture. United States Air Force. That is directed energy. It's one type of directed energy. That is a laser on the front of an airplane that can light you up from 40, 50,000 feet in the sky, which is it's almost 7-8 miles. This is what I think 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗶𝗍 caught on that NASA topographical map of the area that's on fire, where it shows a little bit of smoke coming out of the ground and then what it appears to be an explosion, and then the whole thing takes off. This right here, this little pinpoint, that could definitely do it. This technology is old. It's been around a long, long, long time. The high-speed rails to get rid of nuclear waste and to get people off property that they have designs on. Now, we didn't write up the Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 paperwork. That's the United Nations, and it's all the elites. This stuff's been around for a long time, but it appears that they're implementing it right now. So there's that. Links to everything I'm showing you are already in the description, so check them out if you want, or don't. Check this out. Millions of tons of aluminum and barium are being sprayed almost daily across the U.S., stated Mills, a former naval officer and UCLA graduate. Just sprinkle aluminum or barium dust on a fire and see what happens. It's near explosive. Well, for how long have I been telling you that aluminum, barium, strontium, and just a few other elements make up thermite? Thermite. The kind of stuff that you can spray on a building's infrastructure while you're claiming to be fixing the elevators and bring them down on national television and blame it on a guy in a cave in front of the entire world on TV. I've been telling you about this. A lot of people have been telling you about this for a long time. Aluminum, barium are thermite. And apparently the mainstream is slowly catching up. This is the PR Newswire, Dennis Mills, September 6, 2018. This is why you're seeing such exacting this is why they're seeing, I got a couple of emails from guys from out west that are firefighters, and they said, we've never seen stuff like this before. Well, that's because it isn't just a wildfire. You watch those airplanes every single solitary day. If you want to believe the nonsensical bullshit that those are just simply condensation coming out of the back of an airplane that goes from horizon to horizon and they spread out, intertwine, and the sun can't melt them, have at it. But here, over and over and over and over again, these guys are telling you what they're doing, and what they're telling you what they're doing is what we've been telling you that they're doing. But now we're seeing what the end game is. Once you take one of these bad boys right here and shoot it at a ground covered with aluminum or spark it up with a smart meter, it's on. And it apparently seems to be on. Utility smart meter installations worry Rockland and Westchester homeowners in upstate New York. I just found this article, or somebody sent it to me, but these people are getting forced. They're making people think that if you don't opt out of these, you won't be able to get electricity. Well, there's more stories about people whose houses caught on fire at the smart meter than there are stories about people opting out. So what does that tell you right there? Do you see what I'm saying? I already showed you this. There's the Star of David, or the Star of, I don't know how to say it right, so I'm not going to. Here's an Israeli truck helping immigrants make their way into the United States, because you might as well flood the country while you're flooding the country and burning down the other side of the country while crippling everybody with way below average temperatures. If there's no sun, there's no heat. We haven't seen the sun here since September. And when you did see the sun, it was a couple times a week. That was it. You see what I'm saying? These guys have been talking about this more often than I have, and people just don't seem to get it. Disappointing new problems with geoengineering. Well, disappointing thing is that they're showing this. We don't live on a ball in outer space with a bunch of other planets. God created us. We were special. We live in a snow globe that they're slowly filling up with barium, strontium, and other explosive items. But I digress. Links are in the description. Directed energy. This stuff is starting to show up absolutely everywhere. This was sent to me this morning. I didn't get a chance to read it all that much. I did gloss over it. There was a few things in here that people had a hard time with, but it's explaining that these people have been talking about this forever. And not only that, these guys have been testing this in almost every single state in the country. But the thing is they're still lying. Even though this paperwork shows that they've been doing geoengineering and weather modification since 2010. They've been doing it forever. Absolutely forever. And there was one thing in here that I was asked about, and this is what it was. Here's the answer. What was the thing in Geneva? It's the World Climate Research Program, WCRP report. This is what this article was alluding to. Links are in the description, but this is just more of the same. This is just showing that what we've been telling you isn't completely and totally wrong. And real quick, before I jump out of here, I wanted to show you this. This is New York Times Magazine pushing this. Thanks to genetically engineered pigs, we can save more people because 20 Americans die each day waiting for organs. Can pigs save them? Well, of course they can, because these people are very concerned about your health and welfare. They don't want you to die whatsoever at all, even though Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and the Georgia Guidestones clearly show that they want 9 out of 10 people dead. And they are currently, right now, at this moment, engaged in making sure that plan comes to fruition. Pigs and people. And when he was come to the other side into the country of, I don't know what that word is, there met him 2 possessed with devils coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? Long story short, these guys, these demons, Legion, preferred to be thrown into the swine as opposed to go back to hell. And that's exactly what Jesus did. Don't put pig parts in you, and don't believe the hype. At any rate, all the links are in the description. Like, share, subscribe, or don't. 2,451 people watching. Hit the thumbs up or don't. I'm out.